Have you ever spent an hour scrolling on your phone looking for something to watch or something to buy and then walked away empty-handed? It's like browsing forever but never landing. There is a book by Pete Davis called Dedicated. He calls this our culture of infinite browsing, always looking for the next option, but never choosing, rarely committing, rarely landing. And sometimes it's small things like standing in front of 31 flavors of ice cream and not knowing how to choose which one will be the best. I mean, we should not be defeated by ice cream. And other times it's bigger things like a house, a job, the choice to downsize or to stay put. The weight of too many options can feel crushing. We circle and we circle, afraid to land. But you see, even not choosing, well, that's still a choice, one that leaves us restless and rootless and still circling. Social scientists say it plainly. More choices do not set us free. More choices make us paralyzed. The ache of our culture, then, is not for more options, but rather for a place to land, a place to be known, and a place to belong. And so today we hear Moses giving some very similar advice in Deuteronomy. He offers not 31 choices, but 2. He says, I have set before you today life, what's good versus death, and what's wrong. Choose life so that you, your descendants, and those who follow can have life. Choose life. I mean, who wouldn't want to choose life? But what Moses is talking about is something qualitatively different. It's not about infinite browsing. It's not circling forever. It is life with roots and belonging. Moses speaks as the people stand just on the verge of stepping into the promised land, and he is telling them after years of wandering, it's time. It's time to step into God's promise. And Jesus echoes that today in today's gospel. He reminds us that, and the crowds, that discipleship is not casual, that it requires counting the cost. Because you see, landing always requires choosing. Choosing a place, a people, a way of life, rooted in the love of God. And if you've ever landed somewhere in a friendship, a marriage, a community, you know it takes commitment. This is where I will be known, this is where I will grow, and this is where I will live out my life with faith and with value. And here's the really beautiful part. It's that many of us have already made this place our home. Some for generations. Your children and your grandchildren were baptized here. Your loved ones have been laid to rest here. Your prayers have shaped this cathedral throughout the decades. And others, more recently, you've walked through these doors in search of welcome, and you found a place to belong. If you were at Devon's Forum, you heard from 3 people who have recently found a home here at Christ Church Cathedral. Haley, Sally, and Danny told us about finding a place in this beautiful worship, in this place of community, and in serving and going forth in the world. It was fantastic. And so together, when we look around this cathedral, it is beautiful. But what is truly magnificent is how our lives are woven together. elders who have carried our prayers, children and teens growing up in faith, and newcomers finding a spiritual home. This is a landing place that God has given us together. And as our city of Lexington celebrates its 250th anniversary, this place, Christ Church Cathedral, reminds us that every generation is invited to land here in faith, to join the story and to carry it forward today. And that is what this fall is all about. It's not just another season here. It's a celebration. It is about a new beginning. It's a time to choose life. It's a time to land. 2 college students recently told me that when they discovered the Episcopal Church, they found their happy answer. Not another option, a temporary stop, but a place to call home. And this cathedral is where people can land in grace, community, and purpose. So what does it mean, then, to choose life? To not just survive, but to land and to thrive where God calls. Well, Moses says 3 things. Love God wholeheartedly. 1, walk in love and live with purpose. And 3, hold fast to God along the way. That is the best way to love oneself, because then that just flows out in love and care for others when we cleave to God. So what does that look like? Well, it looks like choosing worship. Not just when it's easy, when it's convenient, but creating a rhythm week by week that grounds us together. To choose one another, to show up for our kids, for our teens, for the person who sits in front of you or behind you, and for every newcomer who walks into this place. And then to choose generosity, not leftovers, but to choose service, to serve with joy. And if you're new here and still wondering, could this be a home? Well, there is room for you here, your story, your questions, and your gifts. And you don't have to keep circling. You can land right here in this place. So Moses says, choose life. Jesus says, count the cost. Today, we begin a new season. God is calling us to stop circling and to land, to plant ourselves in grace and love and purpose, because this is the place. This is the new beginning God has given to us. So it's time to choose. Are you ready to land? Amen.